original faith-based, community-driven streaming media, broadcasting live from Studio B, right here from the Voice 1714.com.
I'm back home. As you can all see, it feels good. Oh, well, my backup singer was supposed to help, but we gotta stick with Old Faithful for today. It's okay.
I can't. Where did all those blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows. Mercy, mercy me.
That took me somewhere. That took me
That
somewhere.
it took you somewhere.
I felt that one. I did.
Don't let it keep you there too long. That's
Are you
all.
sure? We can go back. We can next time. I'll have my background. She's just a little yeah, she's a little occupied.
Yeah, okay, background. Hey Taft,
Hello.
how are you? How are you?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. And
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Aloha. Don't forget.
Yeah, I
Aloha.
got it. I got it.
I just think that was funny last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just.
It was okay. It was just okay.
Howard said she enjoyed it. So. That's it. But yes, hello.
So yes, how are you?
I am good. I am good. I'm here on spring break. We only get a week, but a week will do.
Okay.
Yep, a week will do. A week will do. Um,
I can't
and
stand times. I cannot. Sometimes I don't know if anybody else deals with the things that I deal with, but I promise you, I cannot stand my child sometimes because
listen,
he just like I don't know what to say. Anyway, so you're home for a week for spring break.
yes, I am
What are
home
you doing
for
with
a
your
week.
spring break?
I am. I'm living. I'm living. Powder and I
Mhm.
have made quite a few trips to the dog park. Um,
Okay.
we do have we have a new addition. We do have a new addition. Hold on, let me send to Minister Chris really quick.
And
Um,
do not say the name of the new edition.
okay, the name is being workshop.
Yeah, we'll keep that. Although I'm not super fond of the new edition.
Oh, the new
Well, let
addition.
me be clear when I say this.
Yes,
We don't have a new edition.
I have a new addition. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I do
Mhm.
have a new addition.
Yeah,
Minister
you
Chris, if
have a
you
new
would.
edition. Hmm?
I was saying, Minister Chris, if you would show our new my newest addition to the family. Um, yes, we have gotten another one. I have gotten another one. I have gotten another one.
So I don't
Um,
know if people can tell by this that this thing is probably
oh,
maybe the size of a silver dollar.
maybe. Yes,
Maybe the size of a silver dollar, if that big.
if, if. Um, so yes, that is my new addition. We're gonna welcome them into the family. Um,
No, we're not.
yeah, no, yeah, I think that we should. I think we should.
There's no room at the end. There's no room at the end. So yeah, no, there's no room. And I'm pretty good like that. Like and I get it. Now I understand why my parents or why my mother, so much my dad, but I understand why my mother um didn't want the animals that we had. And my dad had no problem with it. So my dad would, he would get animals and things like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, nope,
No,
nope, I don't want them.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well,
No,
they're
I'm trying. I'm an empty nester.
no, not
I'm
really.
an empty nester with extra right.
Not
Exactly.
really.
That's the point. I've earned
I
my
think
right to be an empty nester.
you got a little more. You got a little more.
I don't want it. Don't be surprised. Okay, one day, keep playing. One day you'll come home. One day you'll come home and my nest will be completely empty.
No, 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 no,
Hmm
no, no.
Either they'll
Tyler,
be in Rock Hill, South Carolina, or
I think I could see legacy and freedom migrating, but I think Stellar and Powder have to be. I
no,
feel like
Stellar is already out on the balcony. She's really close to being somewhere else.
no, no. She's
And by the way, these are turtles for anyone listening. These are turtles that we're talking about. Stellar, Phoebe, uh, Legacy, Justice, Freedom died.
yeah,
The turtle and the freedom, but just I'm just saying
the
the
whole
turtle
thing.
and the concept, both of them
Yeah,
died. But
yeah.
and it
No, no,
we just could
Justice
not.
died. Justice.
Oh wait, freedom and legacy are alive.
Yeah,
Well, they're barely holding on.
yeah.
The
They
turtles
by
are doing, yeah, the turtles are
right.
doing fine. But freedom and legacy,
Oh,
I think they're
they're
on
trying.
ventilators or something. We have no, they ready to pull the plug on those two.
Oh,
But
I'm
Justice,
sure.
yeah, Justice died.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
First Justice, then the Key Bridge, then the Star Spangled Banner. Good grief. Then OJ. Fat Boys
Then
break up, then OJ. We are in trouble, y'all. We are in
okay.
trouble.
Now, really quick before I ask you about your week, I did just see like not even too long ago, but Bruce slash Caitlyn Jenner, uh,
Yes.
made a comment and said "good riddance" when about OJ passing. Now, this is just me, and we can revisit this, but I think that they said that because OJ is actually Chloe's dad.
Yeah, but OJ is
So,
yeah, we knew that OJ was yeah.
oh, we knew that.
OJ and Chris Kardashian
Oh,
were together.
I thought this was like fresh news, like just like hot
No,
off the.
that the fact that they were together is not fresh news. No.
Oh, but I think that Chloe is really the daughter. I do because Chloe is the
I
only.
think the rest of the world does, Taft.
Well, they think that after I just said that they just now started.
So, well, here's what happened, and I posted it on my Facebook page.
Mhm,
OJ posted a little snippet, a little video, and
mhm,
he said something to the effect of if Bruce Jenner wants to live his old age out as a woman instead of a man, that's on him, and that
mhm,
that had nothing to do with OJ. And he said, and after all, women live longer than men, so he might be
mhm,
on to something.
mhm, mhm.
I mean, I detect no lies there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess Caitlyn didn't like that, and Caitlyn didn't like that, and so
I still think I just do still think it's OJ was Baby Daddy. I do think we need to do. Can you do like a posthumous episode of Maury? I would love to see that. I would tune in. I would
I
tune
think
in.
we already know, though. I think that would not be a well watched. That's sort of like Tyler Perry coming out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
you knew.
nobody really talked about it, and we
Mhm.
don't know if that's factual. So let's not say what we don't know. But
About Tyler?
I'm just saying, huh?
About Tyler?
Yeah, we don't know if he really came out.
Oh, the glasses, the closet's made out of cellophane. We just see right through.
Well,
I
that's
think
my
this
point.
thing. Oh, yes,
That's my point. Do you know what I'm
uh,
saying?
yeah.
So Caitlyn coming out and not coming out, but Caitlyn saying good riddance was just an example of she, their ignorance.
Hmm.
And that's just what it is. It is what it is, you know?
It is what it is. But speaking of things
So
that, I was gonna say,
yes,
speaking of things that are what they are and were what they were, how was your week?
my week was absolutely wondermous. My week was wondermous. So let me go back because I feel like I missed something.
Yep,
I know, right? Chicken, chicken.
yep.
Well, first, first, Sunday, on Sunday, I went to a Freedom Seder. I went to a Freedom Seder at the Bethel um, Jewish Temple or Jewish Synagogue.
Mhm.
And so Freedom Seder or Seder, Seder, is what they do. Um, it's what they do during Passover, and it's a ritual that they do during Passover. And it was like people from all different religions, denominations, and we basically were having we were having the difficult conversation kind of.
Mhm.
And it was really cool because at the table that I was at was, of course, our pastor, Linda, um, Charla, a lady from our church. There was a Jewish gentleman from a different synagogue, or a different, I think it's called a synagogue. There was a Lutheran, a Catholic priest, a Presbyterian,
Oh wow.
and a Baptist. And
Hmm.
I know somewhere in there, there's a really good joke.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, Catholic priest, a Methodist pastor, a Jewish man, a Baptist, and a Lutheran all sat at a table. Like somewhere in there, there's a really good joke. But
Yeah.
we talked about, it was called a Freedom Seder because we talked about the things that we need to talk about, how our communities are affected. So we talked about how from slavery to freedom and how our communities have been affected. And I was on the table that we talked about financial disparity or
Mhm.
economic disparity. Really quick, let's say hello to Sandra McCullough, my cousin, big brother.
Hey, Uncle
Hey,
Sandy.
Sandy, he said, good evening, family, blessings.
Good
Um,
evening. Good evening.
from joining us from Fayetteville, or Fayetteville, as they say there, Fayetteville, North Carolina. But at my table at this Freedom Seder, we talked about economic disparity. And of course, for me, that's right up my alley because of, what I do with working with families with financial planning. And it was really interesting because some of the things that came up, we were able to talk about how it affects our community. And I think culturally, how things affect us and what we feel is the issue is different from other cultures. And so we talked about that, and I had an opportunity. Well, one of the ladies said, and I implore everyone to Google it. And remember, Taft, I came home and asked you. So she asked the question, what is the median income,
Yeah.
the African American median income?
Mhm.
So everyone thought of a number. And I want you all to do this, and I'll post it. Then she said, what do you think that median income will be in the year 2050? I think it was 2057 is what it said.
Mhm.
And then what do you think the median income is for our Caucasian counterparts, to look at the difference?
Yeah.
And it is, yes, it is it's astounding. I mean,
Yeah.
astonishing, maybe that's a better word. It's deplorable is also a word that came to mind, but
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard. And then we look at the conversations that we had at this table and the conversations that we need to have as a community, that we need to have as families, that we need to have. So that was Sunday. So I had this great conversation across the board. We sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. We stood and held hands across the room. There probably were easily 150 people there.
Wow.
We stood and I mean Presbyterian, Jewish, Muslim, Methodist, African Methodist, Episcopal, Lutheran, Baptist, white Baptist, you know, you name it, right? And then at the end, we all stood and held hands singing, "We Shall Overcome."
Oh wow.
Beautiful moment. I wonder, and this could just be me, I wonder, um, I wonder how many people believe that.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And when we say we shall overcome, like when you say we, which we are you talking about? Because
Mm.
typically the we that we talk about is a little different from the
Then
we that other
very,
people talk about.
yeah.
Sandy said, when you start out with all the money, you're supposed to have the advantage. When you start off with all the money you're supposed to have, you have the advantage. And you know, Sandy, that is so true. And I'm glad you said that because that was another thing. So, one of the things that I've found as I'm working with families and helping them to build generational wealth, helping them to make sure that their family, that they make plans for their family. So we're having those difficult conversations. But did you realize and do you know that if you get a life insurance policy for your child, say your newborn, and you pay on this life insurance policy, one, let's say you get $1 million policy for your child. One, you set your child up for success already, net worth right there, right? So you pay on this for 18 years. For $1 million, let's say you pay $25, $30. I'm just making up a number, but let's just say you pay $25, $30, and it can be that young. And I'm not talking about a Gerber, a Gerber policy or anything like that. I'm talking about a whole life policy, right? And then you pay on it for 18 years. And then it's time for that child to go to college. And that child goes to college. Now they don't need a student loan. You can borrow off of that life insurance policy. So now you've not set them up for debt. So then you keep paying on it while they're in college. Now they turn 21. Instead of going out here and spending all this ridiculous money on a birthday present or a birthday party or whatever you say, here is your life insurance policy that I've been paying on for 21 years. There's enough on here to borrow for your deposit for your first home. So now I've added more value because the only thing that appreciates in value is a house, is home and
Mhm.
land, property and land. So I think it's important that we have those kind of conversations. I think it's important that we talk about these things and that we talk about them with our children as well. We talk about it in our community, but it's important that we talk about it with our community and I mean with our children and in our families. But that was that. That was the Freedom Seder at the Beth El Temple here in Harrisburg, the Beth El Jewish Temple here in Harrisburg. And I want to thank them for their hospitality, thank them for sharing, openly sharing a part of what they do. And though it may not be what we believe in, I think it's so important that we're able to share and to learn. So we tasted some of their food. They had this wonderful meal for us, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So thank you to them for that. And that pretty much that I can think of. It's really weird because I can't think of anything else in my week. That's odd.
You got a
Really
good
quick,
nap
let's
yesterday.
say, huh?
You got a good nap yesterday.
A good nap yesterday.
Or was
Was
that
that
the day?
yesterday?
No, it was the day before.
I don't remember.
Because you
I don't
didn't
remember.
take the nap yesterday, because the one before put you off schedule.
Yeah, these naps wipe me out.
Was
Uh,
it?
let's say hello to Mom,
Hi
Randy
there.
Massey in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Hey, Mom, thank you for joining. Thank you for always joining. Sandy said they need to share some of that guap. Guap, is that money?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Without a
And
doubt.
share how to build generational wealth.
Mm.
How
Mm.
to do it. Share that. Mhm. Share that. So Taff,
That's me.
let's get we got some things to talk about.
That's
Let's
me.
get our Family Feud
Family
going.
Feud. Awesome. So, You guys know the rules. We're gonna give you a question, and feel free to throw a brick at the wall, jump out the window, turn your gas all the way up on the stove, and let it sit. But we will not know that you have an answer for us unless you type it in these comments. So, without further ado, woo, Family Feud. So, we asked 100 people, and the question is on the board. Name something that might ruin a romantic dinner. The top 9 questions are on. Nope, I lied. The top 7 questions are on the board. So, type them in. Let us know. Once again, the question is name something that might ruin a romantic dinner.
I got one. Hello.
Okay, go ahead.
Your child.
Um, your child. Yes. Ding 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 ding.
Number one answer.
Number four.
Number four.
Number four. Yes. Number four. Wow.
And you said the top 7 are on the board?
Yep. Top 7. Top 7 are on.
You know, I keep saying it goes back to who you're asking.
This is very true. This is very true.
Okay, another one. One more.
Okay, hit me.
No money.
I'll give you an extra one. That's gonna be our number. Well, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. No. No.
Graham says argument. I don't know.
No.
Let's say hello to Mr. Chris Camouflage Williams. Chris, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. He said, good evening, Miss Wendy and Mr. Taft. I'm late. You're just right on time. Taft is cheating on the Family Feud already. I mean, good
all
grief.
right. Well, moving on.
We just started. So Taft, really quick. I know that you don't really pay a whole bunch of attention to it. But so the WNBA draft. You watched it?
Oh no, not the draft, but I just have an opinion on the WNBA whole thing going on.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Caitlin Clark, the one that did not win.
Yeah.
Graham said unexpected guest.
We're gonna give that one to you, Graham. That is I feel like I am cheating.
I promise y'all, Taft will not get to do the Family Feud anymore. Something about this is not
I'm gonna
right.
say I'm gonna give it to you, Graham. I'm gonna give it to you. No, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Anyway, Graham, I'll be the one. He doesn't want to tell you, but it's not there. Okay, so during the the classics or whatever, right? Caitlin's team did not win, but they kept saying she was the best, she was the best, she was the GOAT, right? They say that she is the highest scorer of all time for women, but there are 2 other women that they brought out that have scored way higher than Caitlin has. So they thought that Caitlin was going to win until that last 3-pointer. And so they thought that she was going to win. They already probably had T-shirts printed and stuff like that. But she didn't. But she was drafted number 1 pick, and she went to the Indiana Fever. So it says Caitlin Clark, the prolific shooting guard from Iowa, who set the NCAA all-time scoring mark and ushered in a newfound popularity for women's basketball that reaped records for attendance and television viewership, was selected number 1 overall in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever on Monday night. The 22-year-old native of West Des Moines, Iowa, electrified crowds wherever she played this season because of her shooting range, regularly hitting logo 3-pointers with ease, and her playmaking ability, routinely setting up teammates for easy scores.
Mm.
Uh, she joins the Fever team with the Rookie of the Year, Aaliyah Boston. Fever finished 13-27 last season and missed the postseason in each of the past 7 seasons. But an inside-outside combination of Clark and Boston, who was the number one pick in last year's draft, could propel Indiana back to the playoffs once again. Sandy said, I watched the WNBA draft. Mad props to USC center Camila Cardoso. She's from Brazil. I think she's like, is she like Sandy, like 7'3" or something ridiculous like that? She is ridiculously tall. I think so. Let me go back. If I were to rewrite this and do some help them out a little bit. I don't. Well, one, we already know that she does not have the record for the most points, and I don't think that the attendance and the viewership and all of that was because of her. I think she benefited from it and maybe added to it. But keep in mind, this was Dawn Staley's third championship. Then USC, uh, they were they had a can. They had a can of whoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, she's 6'7".
Okay.
Sandy said them sisters from USC shut her down. Oh, she was by that last game, she was frustrated. When you get ready to cry and your bottom lip be like you trying to hold it. So they everywhere she went, and the girl that they put on her, they said that she had given this girl or somebody had given this girl a run for her money, and so they didn't think that she could do it, and she went to the coach and was like, "Put me on her," and the coach put her on her, and they stopped her. They shut that down. So
Wow.
I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. I mean, I'm happy for anyone to realize their dreams, but I want them to change the narrative. Tell the story tell the story the real way it happened and give props to whom props are due. Another team won the championship, but you want to talk about the one player whose team lost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. So once again, shout out to Dawn Staley and the South Carolina USC University of South Carolina girls basketball team. Shout out to you all. Shout out to everyone that made it in the WNBA draft. And I just don't think that she's the GOAT.
No. No, I think and I could be really, 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 really wrong here, and that would be very unfortunate if I was. However, that's never really stopped me from saying it anyway. So, I think what was Caitlin the one that a while ago before they got to the finals and everything. I remember something kind of went viral about two players in the WNBA kind of like talking trash back and forth during a game. And
It
what?
wasn't the WNBA. It was girls college
Oh,
basketball.
well, never mind. That just
No, but yes, I think it was. I think Sandy would be able to tell us. Sandy, was she one of the ones? No, it was two black women, I think.
no. It was.
But
I thought it
they
was.
were talking
I thought
they
it
were
was a.
talking junk to each other and they were doing all that to each
Yeah.
other,
I thought one was black and one was white.
possibly. But they did show clips where she hit someone and got away with it.
Ooh.
Sandy
One.
said America is notorious for creating their own history. I agree. I agree. Now, while we're on it, not related, but while we're talking about it. So, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul um, are getting ready to fight.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, wait, let's go back. What did you think about the WNBA? You said you had something you wanted to say.
Well, that was it, but I don't know that it was true. But I do agree that it definitely doesn't make sense to um, focus on the people that lost. But people, and especially considering the team that won has a much better storyline, I think. They in one of their interviews they said that um, now their revenge tour is over. Now it's like their legacy or something like that. Because they didn't do so well last year, I believe. And
Hmm.
I think that's something way cooler to follow than, oh wow, look at this team that just graciously lost. I mean, what is
Hmm.
that? I don't know. But that was all. That was it.
Okay.
That's all that was.
So, okay, Sandy said Angel Reese broke her heart last year and USC beat him down last week. Angel Reese broke Caitlin Clark's heart. Is that tea I smell steeping?
Ooh.
Okay, do tell, bruh. Do tell. So I know.
Ooh.
Uh, so Jake Paul and Mike Tyson
Mhm.
are getting ready to fight. And the
Yes,
rules came out. The rules came out, and it really is an exhibition fight, which really makes me mad.
that's
But
right.
then, so Tyson was like, I'm going to retire him. I'm going to take him out. He'll never box again. And then Jake Paul was like, oh, I'm young. I got this, that, and the other on my side. Then they came and I guess they made up and they both were like, well, I'm really kind of scared to fight him. And Mike Tyson was like, I'm 58 years old. And, and he's a young boy. So, needless to say,
Mhm.
needless to say, I'm really upset. And I think well, not I think, I know they changed the weight on the gloves.
To something lighter.
Wow. Mom said Mike can't bite ears anymore.
I, I, I already said that I probably would not want to get in the ring for family. So Graham, you're really pushing it. You're really pushing it. You never know who's gonna see. But that was
But
also one of my questions. Was ear biting out of the
it's
out
out, yeah.
of the rules?
He's a peaceful man now. He's a peaceful man.
People.
Um, he just,
I get you.
um, he wants people to kiss and make up.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Sandy said Mike would kill him. Chris says, I miss the old Mike Tyson. I kind of like the new Mike Tyson, but I wish he would be the old Mike fighting Tyson, you
Mm,
know? But
mm,
I do think that Mike would kill him. So the rules so first let me say this. So the standard boxing glove weights are 12, 14, and 16. The number of ounces refers to the weight of each glove, which indicates how much padding remains um, between your hand and the opponent.
mm.
Um, or the punching bag, right? So uh, they changed they changed the rules
Mm.
so that it's a 2 minute rather than 3 minute rounds. Uh, Sandy said peacefully my A. Well, okay, that's one way to look at it. So anyway, Paul and Tyson would fight 2 minute rounds rather than 3 minute rounds, as is standard in all professional male boxing fights. Gloves weighing 16 ounces could be used rather than the standard 10-ounce glove. So there's more padding between the hand and the face, which will mean that your hit doesn't hurt as much. I think it will still hurt, but I think this padding is gonna, So the fight would also include fewer rounds, although the specific number can vary among exhibition fights.
No, 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 no. No, and this could just be me. But is in the boxing realm, I already have like little to no respect at all for Jake Paul. Not because he's like done anything bad, but just because he was never a boxer. He used to be an actor on Disney. Like I used to love the little show, but he did get put off Disney. He got put off, but He was a Disney actor. He was a good little fella. I don't know why he woke up one day and thought he could box. But and his brother does it too. The brother makes a
Oh,
living.
this is definitely a media. This is
Oh, for sure.
a media plot.
For sure. And I think it's common with. I don't know if it's. I mean, actually, I do. I think it's a common rebrand. Because there was
Mhm.
a. I don't remember who the other guy was, but I remember we were watching a fight together, and I was like, "Is that Bryce Hall?" Which was a guy, and I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the app Vine. Um, may it rest in peace. Vine was a great app, but Bryce Hall, he was never a boxer either. He got famous for making funny videos online. Just don't know how we got from, you know, all the way over here to all the way over here. 6 second laugh videos fighting Mike Tyson. I mean, how does that work? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm ready for Mike to do a man.
You know, so Jay have connected that they don't want it to be exhibition rules, but I guess their camp is saying that it will. Um, is it pro or exhibition? They want pro, but that's up to the Texas Commission. I'm told heavyweight rounds, they're working on that as well. I'm told there's absolutely no headgear involved. This is going to look like a typical boxing match, but it is an exhibition like Tyson's last fight against Roy Jones in 2020, or is it just a normal pro heavyweight fight with no strings attached? And they're saying the only way there can be a winner is if there is a knockout.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
So that's what they want. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
Let me know how that works
Yeah.
for you. Let me just let me know how that works for you,
Yeah.
you know.
And
So I'm just yes.
if both parties don't agree to the rules, if or if, oh,
Bless you.
thank you, thank you. So if one party, because I would assume it was Jake's party that probably would have, or is it not up to the party who decides the rules, or is it's the Texas people?
I think it's the commission as well. I think it's the commission. But I think I have to agree to it in their management and things like that. And so I think that that's what it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think we should start a petition, and you guys have seen it. We'll see it here first. Can sign it here first as well. I think we should just do like a bare knuckle parking lot match.
Hmm.
I think that could really, if you're worried about the cement, we can do like a bare knuckle park match. I'll even be the ref. I think I'd make a pretty good ref. It's pretty simple. You just, all right, no dirty stuff. I want a good clean fight. 3, 2, 1, go. And just back off. Just back off.
So mom said, and she is hilarious. Mom is just on a roll today. Mom said, why Mike will not sit down somewhere he is old.
I mean, in the training video, he didn't look. I mean, he obviously we know he's old, but his training video, he looked like he was putting in work.
Well, he's always put in the work. He's always, I mean, I think he's always maintained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always maintained. Hey, listen, and I, you guys can look it up, but apparently, um, mom said she saw a lot of fat on Tyson. Mom, they're gonna shut your keyboard down. Keep it coming, but I think they're gonna shut your keyboard. So I don't even know where I was getting ready to go with that, but oh, there's so there was a video that was on Facebook Live, and it was at a church in Sydney, Australia. They were on Facebook Live, and the man was reading. I forgot what it was, but the man was reading the bishop was reading, and a man came up and stabbed him. And based on that, people saw that, and based on that, they started protesting and rioting. And so the man did a video, a live stream, to tell people not to, to tell people not to, like that God says to forgive and not to retaliate, things like that. Um, and so they have Sydney in Australia, and you never hear them on the news. Um, they're they're the violence and things like that um, is just really has really gone up. So it says a Syrian bishop stabbed during a service in his Sydney. Let me see. It's coming.
I think I saw the same. I saw the video. And I
Mhm,
think the video I saw is the situation that you're talking about. Um,
mhm.
there was the only context I remember from the video is it just said
Says
it was
bishop stabbed. Yes.
no go ahead.
No, it says bishop stabbed during live stream Sydney church service um, at Christ the Good Shepherd Church in Sydney, the city's second stabbing incident in 2 days. Hundreds of people rushed to the scene in anger, and some clashed with riot police. But they're saying that it was a mistake, that not a mistake that he stabbed him, but the identity of the person, and people assumed that because he was in all black and all dark, and like that, they assumed it was a Muslim person. So they started, and then with the other stabbing, which was not connected, they began assuming that they were, um, that they were similar.
Okay, that makes sense because it said when what I was gonna say about what I saw is it said something about there was a possibility of it being um, behind religious reasons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, I see.
I'm sure, I'm sure, but it's just sad, but it's sad to hear, and in your church at that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in your church at that. People need to know, don't try Wesley. This ain't what you want.
Well, that's just not smart. That's not a good idea.
That this ain't what you
No,
want at all.
no.
At all, at
Come
all.
to fellowship and pray and worship, and that's it.
And then go
No, no.
about your business. Go
Yeah,
about your
yeah.
business. My peace I give you, my peace I leave. It's
Yes,
um, so Taft,
that's me.
I think I got everything out on I think I got everything out on my list.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I think I got you had an interesting subject, guilty pleasures.
I did. I do.
So, well, first start off. What is a guilty pleasure?
So, guilty pleasure, in my terms, I don't know what Urban Dictionary or anything else would tell you. But to me, guilty pleasure is just something that you just like doing that you're just kind of like, oh, maybe I guess I shouldn't do that. But you're just like, yeah, no, I like it. In TV shows, like a guilty pleasure, like a show that you like and that you watch, but that you just wouldn't like outwardly just say like, oh yeah, I love that show. You kind of sort of close your blinds, lock the windows, lock the door, turn all the lights out, put like a little blackout curtain over the window too, so no one can tell you're watching it. Then you put it on mute and you just read the subtitles.
Mhm.
It's like one of those kind of things. Um, so a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
I mean, obviously not that extreme level of guilt. I don't think you should actually feel guilty about doing it, unless you do. And if so, who am I to stop you from doing it? Who am I?
Okay, so on dictionary.com, not that
Hmm.
I didn't want to take your word for it, but on dictionary.com, a guilty
Hmm.
pleasure is an activity or piece of media that someone enjoys but would be embarrassed by if other people found out about it. These might be books, movies, TV shows, foods, etc. Generally, the guilty pleasure is something that might be viewed as shameful by some people, like trashy novels or overdone rom-coms.
Mm. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. That sounds
So now I'm curious now. What's
right.
your guilty pleasure?
Um, I have a few. The one that I brought up earlier was, and it's
Hmm.
not like media. It's just something that I do sometimes. It's an Irish goodbye, and I really do hope and pray that no one is offended by that. I think that it's a non-offensive term, but just in case, I'd like to issue my deepest condolences and apologies now. But it's pretty much where you just leave. You know, you might be with a group of people, you might be somewhere, just be out, and then you just leave. I mean, like you don't really say goodbye. You might tell like one person, like your closest friend, so they're not like, oh, where is it? And you just go. You just go. I love doing that. It's something about it, and not even like to do it to other people, but sometimes if I just want to, if I don't want to be somewhere anymore, if I don't want to be with a group of people anymore, and I don't really want to explain like, oh no, I'm tired, or not even that. If I don't like want to lie and say like, oh yeah, I'm tired, I just go. You just go. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll be right back, and then just go. I'm telling you, it's something I think everyone should try to do one of those like at least twice in their life. They're life changing.
I think that would be a guilty pleasure because that's rude. But anyway, first let me say hello to Daryl Moore in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey Daryl, how are you? Thank
Hello.
you for joining us. Hello, hello, hello. Daryl said Mike Tyson is ready. So Daryl, we'll we'll ask the question and come back to it, but do you think that it should be an exhibition fight or should it be a regular full-on fight? So tap now to what you're saying because I'm multitasking several conversations here. It says in Irish Goodbye in today.com says in common parlance, an Irish exit or Irish goodbye refers to someone leaving a social gathering without notifying the host. An Irish exit is another name for slipping out the back or front door, seemingly unnoticed by the host. National etiquette expert Diane Gottsman tells today.com. And Daryl says exhibition will save Paul from serious injury. So if I understand the guilty pleasure part, right?
Mhm.
I like to watch like certain TV shows.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I like to watch Naked and Afraid. And not
I do.
because I don't, the naked part, and I don't like that part,
No,
but
no.
because I think it's dumb. Like,
Really?
why would you? I think it's dumb.
I do it.
And that's why it would be a guilty pleasure because I still watch it. But I think it's completely dumb. Why would you be naked, uh, butt naked, and or bucket naked as some people? Why would you be bucket naked in the wilderness or in the Amazon? And then you got to sit down in the dirt and you got to find your own food and start a fire and then it never fails. They definitely take you during torrential rain season.
Oh yeah.
uh you're in the rainforest and now there's a monsoon and you're cold, you got bit by something, and then they show you laying there with birds and stuff. Come on.
I do it. I do it. I would. I
And
don't know.
time the one time that somebody could have redeemed us,
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
the one time that the
One
black
skull.
man could have redeemed us. He found the tent for the production and stole their food. See, that's what that's what I'm talking about. Other than that, though,
Mhm.
mom said, uh, like like some people like eating red dirt.
So that's like a My Strange Addiction kind of thing, I think.
Well,
Um,
well, it would be a guilty pleasure, but I
yeah.
do know I've eaten red dirt before. I don't know, Mom, can people still eat red dirt? Like I think it's dirty now. I mean, it is dirt, but it's dirty. But I don't think that they can still eat red dirt anymore. Like, where would you go to get fresh red dirt?
On the ground.
Yeah, but I don't even think that the world is making red dirt anymore. I know that sounds crazy, but Sandy, I mean, like you see clay and stuff, but do we still is red dirt still does it still
It's like
exist?
natural, unproduced red dirt.
Yeah, like maybe we have messed up the planet so bad that God is taking the red dirt back too.
It's rebuked it.
Mom said red dirt is all over Rock Hill, but is it the same edible red dirt?
I don't. I just like to toss in there. I don't think red dirt was necessarily intended for consumption. Um, but
I think it was because it has lots of nutrients.
I mean, a lot of things have a lot of nutrients. Tree
No,
bark.
but red dirt, natural. It has natural.
Yeah, tree bark has natural nutrients, but well, technically, cinnamon is in the tree bark family because it's actual stick. So I mean, I
Cinnamon
guess
is nasty. I
well,
just would like to state for the
re-
record that cinnamon is
cinnamon or red dirt. I don't know. I'm just saying cinnamon
red
or
dirt.
red
I'll take
dirt.
red dirt for a
I
thousand.
don't know. I don't know.
I'll
Um.
take. Sandy said it's still edible.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's sort of like it's sort of like if you put a spoonful of red dirt in your mouth, but they don't really use a
I
little
was gonna
bit.
say to take a spoon.
You know how when you eat something so dry, like put a bunch of crackers in your mouth, it
uh-huh.
sticks, and you're like, you know, yeah, it's kind of like that. So you almost have to wash it down immediately.
Like that. Yes. You're
But some
correct.
people eat cornstarch.
That. So. Okay. I want to try it.
You know they use cornstarch to make glue, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But and it's also used to thicken sauces. If you mix equal parts cornstarch and water, and you can make it's called a slurry, and then you put it in your sauce, you let it reduce. You get like a good thick glaze. But that's not the point. A lot of Chinese restaurants do that. That's exactly how they get you, but that's not the point. Um,
That's not the point, neither here nor there.
you're nor there. But where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that.
Cornstarch. You want to
Oh,
try corn?
cornstarch. I think the people who eat it and like just like they have a brick of cornstarch. I don't know. Like they make it look really good. And okay, so I guess since we're talking about guilty pleasures and the whole cornstarch thing, oh, this takes a lot to say, but I think I just for the texture of it, and it's a very common thing. I was gonna say in this generation, but my generation was also known for eating Tide Pods. Um, drywall, drywall. I think taking a good bite out of some drywall would really just it would fix me. I'd be okay. I don't
Well,
I don't know.
so there is a it's called pica.
Mm.
Pica. It's an eating disorder.
Ah, oh,
It's an eating disorder in which a person eats things not usually considered food. Young kids often put non-food items like grass or toys in their mouths because they're curious about the world around them. But kids with pica go
mm.
beyond that.
Well, I'm glad that something from that advanced nutrition class of mine has been referenced. Um, but I can assure you guys that I'm not a victim of a parka. I think that it's something like I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I've seen no. I obviously I wouldn't do it. But drywall. Oh, and insulin, not insulin, insulation. I
Insulation.
like like the stuff that looks like cotton candy.
Oh, in that has fiberglass in it,
Oh
Taff.
yeah, I know. That's why I said it obviously not, but it's like looking at it. If you just had a thing of like insulation.
Before you say things like that out loud, could you notify me? Could you just tell me?
No, I
Let's
know,
say
like I would never actually eat it, but it I don't know. It's not just me. I'm not alone in this. I don't stand alone. I'm sure there
well,
are
I mean,
other
like
people.
pregnant women, and I don't know how what this has to do with guilty pleasures, but pregnant women sometimes see things and in their mind, they want to taste it, and so they start to crave that. You know what I mean? They start to crave that. So I had several crazy cravings while I was pregnant with you, but that's a whole nother show. Let's say hello to Reverend Dr. Nathaniel Gadsden. Thank you for
Oh,
joining us. Thank you for joining us. And I'm glad that you're on because before we get off, we will be, I will share the announcement about this big event that we have coming up on Saturday called We Wear the Mask. And so we are super excited about that. So we definitely have that. But thank you for joining us. Um, hey, you came in at just the right time. We were talking about guilty pleasures, but then my mom brought up eating red dirt. We asked, is it still edible? But it says, eating red dirt, it says usually the choice of dirt is red clay. There are medicinal, cultural, and religious reasons behind this practice. Some believe eating dirt is good for the baby, and but there can be harmful effects when the soil contains pollutants and parasites.
hmm. Okay.
Now, remember we breaking news. Remember we broke this story a couple months ago about the pellets that they were dropping to kill for
Oh
the
yes,
raccoons
yes.
and the
Uh,
millions of pellets that were being dropped. So
yeah.
if anybody out there is still eating red dirt, if it tastes a little fishy,
Hmm.
that's because the U.S. government is dropping pellets in your area for rabies. And even though
But
your dog can eat it, it's not for you.
well, I mean, I think you'd be immune at that point. If you consistently eat red dirt, I think your immune system can take a little raccoon
Okay,
bite.
so one way to check that, if you're ever sitting at home and all of a sudden have the urge to gnaw and chew on the dining table leg or chair leg, or if you're up and you find yourself perched up on all fours on the couch, and you've been eating red dirt,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say you might want to go check that one out. You know,
they got you. They
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
you.
If whenever someone walks in the door, you start running back and forth and in
Yeah.
circles and
Eat a
carrying
little
on and
bit.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you might want to. I don't know. I just, I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but you might want to check that out. You might want to check that out. Uh, anywho, haha. For those of you with guilty pleasures, whether you've shared them or not, if as long as it's not hurting anybody,
Yes.
so far you're not hurting anybody or hurting yourself. Um, Go for it. Don't be shamed. Don't be
Yeah.
shamed. So really quickly before we go, Minister Chris, I sent you two flyers, two things happening around the city of Harrisburg. Can we share those? We've got Love to Laugh Clean comedy show hosted by Butch Coleman. This is going to be on Sunday, April 21st at 3 p.m. at the IW Able Hall. Our own The Real Pookie, who joined us last week, will be one of the comedians that will be on. They will have food and beverages for purchase. I believe the tickets are now $15. You can get tickets at the door. $15 tickets, $15, $20 the day of. Sorry. And that's the Love to Laugh Clean Comedy Show hosted by Butch Coleman. And our next event that we have coming up is with Nathaniel Gadsden's Writers Workshop. In honor of National Poetry Month, Nathaniel Gadsden's Writers Workshop and Life Esteem Incorporated presents We Wear the Mask, an interactive poetry writing workshop presented by Maria James Chow, and open poetry reading Saturday, April 20th, PA Council of Churches, 900 South Arlington Avenue, 4 to 6 p.m. workshops, 6 to 8 p.m. readings. They'll have snacks, refreshments, door prizes. It's a free event. It's a free event. The event is free. It's a free event. And doors open at 3 p.m. The doors will be open at 3 p.m. So hopefully you all will be able to come and check us out there, and check us out on Facebook to see what else that we have going on. And also, if you are thinking of a show, if you would like to do a show, want you to contact that guy right there, Minister Chris Thomas at The Voice 17104. That guy, look how cool he is. He's just so cool. He can't even help himself. Just so cool. If you want to host a show, contact Minister Chris Thomas at The Voice 17104. It doesn't matter where you are, you can be international. This is an international show. And we are missing 1/3 of our show. Jason A. Benefield, the A right now is for absent. So we will be looking for a third co-host to come in and join us. So if you are interested, please, by all means, we are here Thursday, 7 to 8. That's right. We're looking. So please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to have you on and see if it is a good fit. In the meantime and in between time, the weather is changing. Get out, get some fresh air, and call your loved ones. Don't just send them a text. Reach out, call them. Do it the old-fashioned way. And we will see you same place, same time next week from 7 to 8 p.m.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Real quick, the last couple on the Family Feud.
Oh, Family Feud, yes.
Yes, the last couple on the Family Feud was, so the question was, name something that might ruin a romantic dinner. Number 1 was an ex. Number 2 was bad food. Number 3 was getting sick. Number 4 was kids. Number 5 was bad service. Number 6 was bug in the food. And number 7 was getting the bill.
That'll do it.